The courtroom was silent, the air thick with judgment. Billionaire tech mogul Daniel Kingsley sat slumped at the defense table, abandoned. His high-powered legal team had just quit, convinced the case was unwinnable. The prosecution had painted him as a ruthless corporate predator, and the jury's hardened stares said they believed it. With no lawyer, no defense, and the world watching, Daniel was moments away from losing everything: his fortune, his freedom, his name. Then, from the back of the courtroom, a voice rang out strong, clear, and unexpected. "Your Honor, I will defend him." All heads turned. Gasps rippled through the crowd. Standing in the aisle, still holding a mop from his morning shift, was Marcus Johnson, the courthouse janitor, a 58-year-old black man who had spent his life invisible to the powerful, now stepping into the spotlight to do what no one else would. The judge frowned. The prosecutor laughed. But Marcus didn't back down. "I've watched every minute of this trial," he declared, "and I know what justice looked like. This man deserves a fair defense even if I have to give it to him myself." What followed was one of the most shocking courtroom upsets in history. A man with no law degree, no connections, and nothing to gain outmaneuvered a team of elite attorneys, exposed hidden evidence, and turned the case on its head, all because he believed in something bigger than money, power, or fear. This is the unbelievable true story of how one unlikely hero stood up when the world walked away and changed the meaning of justice forever. The prosecutor, a slick-haired Ivy League hotshot named Richard Holloway, smirked. "Your Honor, this is absurd. A janitor, Mr. Kingsley, is facing 40 years. This isn't some traffic court drama." Judge Eleanor Wainwright, a no-nonsense woman with a reputation for fairness, studied Marcus. "Mr. Johnson, you understand the gravity of this. You're not a licensed attorney." Marcus didn't flinch. "No, Your Honor, but I've been cleaning this courtroom for 23 years. I've seen guilty men walk free and innocent men destroyed, and I know when something ain't right." Daniel Kingsley, the disgraced billionaire, looked up in disbelief. His custom-tailored suit was wrinkled, his face pale. "Why would you help me?" he whispered. Marcus met his eyes. "Because everybody deserves somebody in their corner." The janitor's defensive media exploded. News vans swarmed the courthouse. "Billionaire's fate in hands of custodian," screamed the headlines. Social media erupted. Some called Marcus a hero, others a fool. But Marcus had been paying attention. While mopping floors, he had listened, and he had noticed something the high-priced lawyers missed. On day one of his defense, Marcus approached the jury not with legal jargon, but with raw honesty. "Y'all don't know me. I'm just the guy who empties the trash. But I know what it's like to be thrown away." He pointed at Daniel. "This man's lawyers quit because they thought he was guilty. But quitting doesn't make it true." Then he dropped the bombshell. The prosecution's star witness, the CFO who testified that Mr. Kingsley ordered the fraud. "I saw him in the parking garage last week taking a briefcase from the real mastermind of this whole scheme." The courtroom erupted. The judge banged her gavel. The shocking twist: Marcus didn't have subpoena power. He didn't have forensic experts. But he had something better: the truth. And he wasn't afraid to use it. He called the court stenographer to the stand. "Ma'am, read back the CFO's testimony from Tuesday, the part where he said he never met with competitors." Then he pulled out his phone, a grainy but undeniable video of the CFO shaking hands with a rival CEO, exchanging envelopes. "I recorded this on my lunch break," Marcus said, "because something smelled wrong." The CFO's face went white. The prosecutor's case crumbled. The verdict: after 3 electrifying days, the jury returned not guilty. Daniel Kingsley collapsed in tears. The media frenzy reached a fever pitch. Reporters shoved microphones in Marcus's face. "How did you do it? Why did you care?" Marcus just shrugged. "Justice ain't about who can pay the most. It's about who's willing to stand up." The aftermath: Neil offered Marcus a fortune, a blank check, AVP position, anything he wanted. Marcus refused. "I don't need your money, but you do owe me one thing." "What?" Daniel asked. "From now on, you use that power of yours to help folks like me, the ones everybody else ignores." And to the world's shock, Daniel did. The legacy: Marcus Johnson never became a lawyer. He went back to mopping floors until his story inspired a movement. Law schools now teach his case. Advocacy groups honor him, and in courthouses across America, people remember justice doesn't wear a suit. Sometimes it carries a mop. Months after the trial, Marcus Johnson returned to his usual routine waking before dawn, slipping on his work boots and heading to the courthouse. But something was different now. Reporters still lingered, hoping for another quote. Lawyers nodded respectfully as he passed. Even the judge gave him a rare smile. But Marcus didn't let it change him. He still cleaned with the same quiet diligence, still took pride in a job well done. Then, one morning, a letter arrived. It was from the State Bar Association. Mr. Johnson, it read, "Your understanding of justice surpasses that of many licensed attorneys. In light of your extraordinary contribution to the legal system, we would like to offer you an honorary law degree and a full scholarship. Should you ever wish to pursue the profession formally?" Marcus chuckled, shaking his head. Ain't that something? He never did become a lawyer, but he did start a nonprofit, Clean Hands, Clear Justice, a program that trained janitors, security guards, and other overlooked courthouse workers to recognize signs of corruption, coercion, or wrongful convictions. His motto, "The law belongs to everybody, even those who sweep the floors." This isn't just a story about a billionaire, or a janitor, or even a courtroom. It's about what happens when someone refuses to stay silent. Marcus Johnson didn't have wealth, status, or a law degree, but he had something far more powerful: courage, and with it, he rewrote a man's fate. So the next time you think your voice doesn't matter, remember the janitor who stood up and said, "I will defend him," and changed everything.